Yo, yo,
No. What's up, man?
what's
So,
up?
what you doing right now?
Just got done training. TFW,
Cool,
TFW
cool,
Olympia.
cool.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, yeah. We got a few people in the comments already, man, saying what's up, King
So what?
Madness. I said we got a few people in the comments saying what's up and everything. Uh, yeah. Are
What's up,
you?
King Madness?
Yeah. Are you good to do an interview right now, my dude? Are you good to do an interview right now? Can you hear?
So what?
Said, are you good to do an interview right now? Can you hear and
Yeah.
everything?
I'm just gonna plug in my headphones so I can hear you clear.
Okay,
Oh,
good, good.
one second.
Dope. What's up, Prodigy?
So with you, Wero, how you been?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I got a new girlfriend and she got kids and I real busy at work and so we just doing it up, man.
You know how it is with girlfriends, man. You gotta deal with somebody else's emotions, and that's the hard
Yeah,
part.
she's my age though. She like 39, so
Oh, okay.
we don't really have that problem. Like she got a good lock on them shits. And I do too, so we really ain't got no issues. So yeah, man. So this is I know we didn't get a chance to chop it up in the back like we normally do, but this is a podcast about you, about who you are as a person, as a fighter, anything and everything you want to talk about. So I will prompt with some questions though, because we kind of want
Cool.
everybody to kind of get to know who Viking Warrior is. You know what I mean? You've been on Wet on the Mexican a couple times. You got your own podcast, so they kind of have an idea. But let's talk about some things that people may not have talked about already. Like where are you from, man?
Yeah, I'm originally from Hartford, Connecticut. I was born and raised out there. Moved out to the country part of Connecticut when I was 15
Hmm.
because I was getting in a lot of trouble and stuff. And then my mom finally had enough, and we moved to the country with a couple of her high school friends. And I graduated high school from there, 11th and 12th grade. And
Hmm.
go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, what kind of trouble we talking about?
Man, I grew up in a little rough, hood area. So, we've been stealing and, fighting and robbing, a whole bunch of crazy, stupid stuff since we was little kids, man. Just growing up kind of a fast life, around a lot of adults, that was doing, drugs or was
Hmm.
influencing a different criminal life, that grew up watching and idolizing those people. So, I you know, grew up with my own mind frame because I was an athlete and I did a lot of different stuff than people that I was naturally around.
Hmm.
And that helped me stay out of trouble for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't pick up smoking like cigarettes and shit like that because of that. I tried it, but I didn't like it. It was
Yeah.
just nasty to me, you know.
So, what kind of other sports did you get into? Like, what was you like when you were young? Because you about my age, aren't you? Like 35, right?
Yeah, I'm 35. So my grandfather, my Mexican grandfather, he raised me since I was two. My grandmother met, I got with him when I was two, and my grandma took me in from me and my brother from my mom because her and my dad was just always, you know, just fighting all the time and having issues. My dad was a crackhead alcoholic, and he would take the rent money and blow it on whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
Crack and
And
alcohol. It sounds like.
Yeah, and women and
Yeah.
shit. He's
Yeah.
still ladies man, 6 years old, still talking about fucking young girls. He sound like like when you was talking about that shit, like after
Easy,
the
bro.
day. Man, but
Easy,
I'm just
bro.
saying, like,
I'm 39,
before
man.
you
I
had a
ain't 60.
girlfriend,
Yeah.
you talking about fucking all these bitches, and it was
Oh
just,
yeah. No, she knows.
and it just, my dad's the same way, man. But
No
he's a lot
shit.
older, and it's kind of
Yeah.
funny, that he's still on the same tip. But that's just his life.
Yeah. If that's who you are, that's who you are. Yeah.
But I
How
grew
many?
up playing. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I was gonna ask about that. How you grew up playing what?
Playing soccer. Soccer was my first sport. I started that at 6 years old, and I played till I was 13. And I started at forward, then I went to midfield,
Yeah.
then I found goalie. Goalie was my passion because that was my grandfather's sport, and that's what he played.
Yeah.
He played Mexican soccer on the Mexican team, and he would play goalkeeper. So
Yeah.
I naturally fell in love with goalkeeper because my influences, and I really was good, man. I was one of the best in Connecticut, and we won the U13 travel team, and I got goalkeeper of the year, and then after that, our coaches got picked up for a junior college team. So then we got this Jamaican dude, and the Jamaican dude was like, "Okay, before practice, we running 30 minutes straight." And I was like, "Man, I'm a fucking goalkeeper, bro. I don't run it at all. Like, what the hell? I gotta run 30 fucking minutes. So anyway, I started smoking weed at that point, and I was just like, you know
I
what?
just gave that shit up, huh?
Yeah, soccer's not for me, man. And then I went into basketball, football, and I found boxing at
Mhm.
14. And I had a mentor named Nick Mancini. He found me on the streets, and he was like, "Bro, come to my boxing gym." So I
Mhm.
showed up one day, and then they started training me for 6 months, and it was all good. And then the town started hating on them and shut down the gym. So I didn't get to fight or nothing amateur, but I got to train for 6 months for free and shit. And that's where I really fell in love with the sport of boxing at that point.
Okay. Okay. How old? You said 14, right? When you started training?
Yeah,
Did that?
14. Yeah.
Did you live with your grandmother and grandfather like most of your life, or did you move around a little bit?
Well, yeah. Till I was 10, my mom got full custody of us back until I was 12, and then
Hmm.
I got arrested. My first time getting arrested, we broke into a restaurant that was kind of like Sherry's, but it was called Margaritas. And we broke into the top of it, man, because you could climb on the roof from the ground. Like it was so
Hmm.
low, like the roofs. We
Yeah.
climbed up there and we found a little open space, but like one of the vents brought us right to the kitchen. So we just climbed
Yeah.
right into the kitchen. And my brother and his friend just started stealing a whole bunch of stupid shit like liquor and cigarettes. And all of a sudden we hear a noise
Man.
coming up from the vent where we came in, and we look, and the fucking police. So we tried to run out the back
Ooh.
door, but there was SWAT back there, man, and they just put the guns in my face, man. That was my first experience. Guns all in my fucking face. It was like, get the fuck on the ground. Woo woo. And my brother, he was 14 at the time, but he always looked like since he was 11, he looked like he was 18, 19. He
Hmm.
always looked older.
Yeah.
And so they thought he was an adult, and they just started whooping his ass, man. They hit him with the gun. Yeah,
God
they
damn.
handcuffed him, throwing him around, slammed his face into the fucking car. Then they slammed his hands in the car door when they was putting him in the back
God
seat.
damn.
And I was flipping out, and they was like, "You want to go be next, motherfucker?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." But it was so funny. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, it was my first time getting arrested. Then my mom split us up because of that, because she wanted to go to North Carolina and go chase a man, so she split us up. I have an older brother
Wow.
and I have a younger
Yeah.
sister,
Hmm.
and
How
she
close?
split all three of us up.
So there's a couple things in that whole paragraph of shit you just talked about. We're gonna touch on. Uh,
Mm,
but first and foremost, we gotta know the first time you got arrested, man. How many times you been arrested?
yeah.
How
Oh
many times you been arrested?
man, a lot when I was before I was 20 when it comes to criminal stuff, and then
Hmm.
20 to 30 with just driving stuff, just a lot of
Yeah.
running on the police, driving without a license, stolen plates, whole bunch of crazy kid stuff.
I mean, if you had to guess, though, you sound like double digits been arrested.
Yeah, I've been arrested a lot, man. I've been locked up quite a few times, man. you know
What
but
was your
it's
longest?
nothing.
What was your longest stint, though?
I had two 30-day bids. Those are my two longest ones.
2 30-day bids. That's not too terrible. That's not
Mm,
too terrible. Yeah, I mean, you can.
nah, but I had a
You.
lot of small little tens,
Yeah.
fives.
Okay. Okay. That's yeah.
But it's
That's
nothing
not
to be
too
proud of.
terrible. But
It's
nah.
nothing to be proud of. But it's
But it
funny
also
because
helps make you who
go
you
ahead.
are. It helps
Yeah,
make you who
yeah,
you
man.
are. You know what I mean? Like I
hmm
did a stint. I did 9 months in a German brig. It develops you. You know what I mean? Like that shit never goes
Yeah,
away. Yeah.
it makes you just see things differently. You know what I'm saying? Because in this real life, you can get away with talking shit and doing all that stuff, acting tough. But when you're locked up, there's no acting. Whatever you try to put, portray, it all comes out in the light. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yeah.
can't fake being tough or fake being real for only so long. You know what I'm saying? Your cards are gonna get pulled, and if you
Yeah.
ain't about that shit, it's gonna, your test is gonna fail. Like you're gonna fail your test. Then nobody gonna respect you up in there. So
Nope.
at the end of
And
the day,
you.
I never failed. That's why it was funny. This dude I just fought recently,
Mhm.
he posted, he had 5 street fights with her. I was like, man, I had more jail fights than that. You know what I'm saying? And I won all my jail fights. I had 6 jail fights. I won all of them.
It's a good question. How many fights you been in jail? You said 6?
Yeah, 6 of them.
6 jail fights.
I had a couple
For
funny ones too.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what's the dumbest shit you ever got in a fight over?
So we was playing spades, and my partner, you know what? My
I
partner
remember
was a
space.
punk ass. Yeah, he was a punk ass little white boy, or whatever. And this white supremacist dude, bald head, named Casper, had tattoos all over his head. He was trying to punk my my cards partner, and he was like renege. He called renege on the cards, which it wasn't a renege. I was watching the cards. I knew it wasn't a renege,
Yeah.
so I was like, nah, nah. I was like, nah, pull them cards and let me count them. Count the cards. You know what I'm saying? Let me see the cards. He's like, no, no, that was a renege. I was like, bro, it wasn't a renege. He's like, no, your partner owes me a suit. I'm like, he don't owe you shit. Like, it wasn't a
Yep.
renege. And he was like, who the fuck you think you talking to, bitch? And I was like, bitch, I ain't no bitch. So I started looking for the guards and shit. I ain't see no guards. So finally, I just jumped across the table, tried to hit him with a jab. I missed though. So I got up and kicked my little Bob Barker sandals off. I had little Bob Barker sandals.
Bro.
I,
I,
man,
re-
them
I
shits,
remember
you
them
can't
shits. I
fight in
remember them
those.
shits.
Yeah, you can't
No,
fight in
but you
those. You'll
can't
slip.
barely walk in those. They slip all over the
Yeah,
place.
for
They
real,
fall
them
out real
slip
easy.
off.
Yeah.
So I
I
kicked them
remember.
off, and I was like, "Come on, motherfucker, meet me by the bathroom." So we went over by the toilet and the shower, little part. And I just waited for him. As soon as he came, he threw the overhand right. I ducked it to the side, caught him in the clinch. I turned him, hit him with a knee to the belly. Motherfucker crumbled. As soon as he crumbled, I just started punching the shit out of him. I said, who the bitch now? Who the bitch now? Pow, pow, pow. And then all of a sudden I hear, because everybody started surrounding us.
Yeah.
So, I heard the guards coming in. So I turned around, act like I was washing my hands. And they come in like, get the fuck on the ground. I'm like, for what? I'm just washing my hands. Try to play it off, but they already
You know
saw
they
it on
got
the camera,
cameras
I guess.
everywhere in there, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, they saw it on the camera,
yeah.
bro.
But I try to play it off though. I was
Yeah,
like, I'm just
you have
washing
to.
my
You have
hands.
to. You have to try to
Yeah,
play it off. Yeah. Yeah, I played a lot of spades, man. I remember I used to play a lot of spades back in the day. But
yeah. I like spades.
it's a fun game. And Hearts, we played
Peanut
Hearts on my
Pinochle
phone
was
too.
hard.
I never
You ever
played
play
Pinochle.
Pinochle?
Nah, we played
Yeah,
Hearts
yeah.
and
That's the
Spades
more
mostly.
advanced. Yeah, those are the motherfuckers that been in prison for a long time. They fuck with the
Like 30
Pinochle.
years and shit. Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Nah.
Anybody doing their prison time?
So what brought you out to, like, how old were you when you moved to Washington?
So after high school, I graduated, and then I started getting into shit. Started selling weed and stuff, and I ended up getting caught. And then I just got caught with weed on me because my stepbrother was driving stupid. He was driving like 90 miles per hour and fucking reckless driving, and
Mhm.
we was smoking a blunt at the time. So then I get pulled over, and I had weed on me. And my dumb ass, I'm so high, I wasn't even thinking of hiding it. I was just sitting there like, I'm not gonna get fucked with. I'm in the passenger seat. But nah, they pulled me out, searched me, and I got a charge. And then my grandfather started flipping out, and they were living out here. They moved out here about
Mhm.
probably right after my junior year. So he was like, man, you need to come out to Washington. I'll help you with college, and you help your grandmother. And long story short, I was like, all right, man. I took the offer, and I came out here.
And
And then shortly after, I started having kids. So I've been stuck. That's why.
yeah, I kind of figured because you got a solid range of kids too. Let's definitely
Yeah.
talk about that because your pullout game is trash, homie. Not gonna
Nah,
lie,
it's
it's
garbage. It's
trash,
garbage.
bro.
It
You
feels
couldn't
too
pull out.
warm up in there,
Nah,
bro.
no,
Too warm.
this man
I be
couldn't. You
sleeping.
couldn't pull out of a driveway, bro.
Hell no, I couldn't. I'd be crashing.
So,
No.
how old were you when you had your first kid?
I was at 19. She's
19.
15. She's 15 right now. Yeah, she
15.
lives in Texas. Yeah, my oldest
Yeah.
lives in Texas with her grandparents.
Yeah, that's oh man. So 15. Yeah, my oldest is 15 as well. So you said she lived where with her grandparents?
Yeah, she lived out here till she was 8, and then her
Uh-huh.
grandparents was in the army, and after they
Uh-huh.
retired, they moved to Texas. So, you know,
Okay. What?
and at the time, I had to sign full custody over to them because I couldn't. She has cerebral palsy. My daughter has cerebral palsy, so
Mm-hmm.
at the time, I wasn't able to take care of her with all the
Take
needs
care
that
of her.
she
Yeah,
needed.
that makes sense.
Hmm.
That makes sense. And so how old's your second one?
So my second one is King. That's my boxer boy. He's
Oh,
11.
okay.
Yeah,
Dope. Dope. So how many moms do well, you got 6 kids, right?
yeah. I got three moms.
Three
One that
baby
was
mamas.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was my oldest daughter. That was just a sex
Uh,
thing. You know what I'm saying? And then
yeah.
the one I have three with, King, Katisha, and Prince. I was with her for like 8 years, and then my last two was my wife that I was married to. Well, we're working on our marriage, but we're separated right now, but we're working on
Yeah. So
it. Yeah.
I mean, what's the prognosis there? You think it's gonna be a thing again? Do you want it to be a
You
thing
know,
again?
uh, you
Yeah.
know, you know, there's yes and no's. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
you know, just growing thing. I've been growing a lot over the years, and she's still stuck in the past. So there's no growth if you just still,
Yeah.
stuck in the
I feel
past.
that. I feel
But yeah,
that. And
but we're
so
good.
and your 11-year-old's into boxing. You say right?
Yeah, he likes everything. I train him for
Mm-hmm.
everything, but right now he's strictly just doing boxing. But he's 1-0 in kickboxing and 1-0 in Muay Thai, and then he got four wins and 6 losses in boxing.
Oh,
But he been
no.
but he been
Yeah.
fighting the best in boxing. Like I've been having him going to all
Yeah.
tournaments and everything since his first fight.
That's dope though. Sounds like he likes it at least. Do you have more than just a boxing background?
Yeah, so my fighting career started when I was 21. I was out at the club, and I ended up
Mm-hmm.
got in a fight, and this boxing promoter MMA promoter happened to be out there, and he's like, "Hey, bro, you wanna fight tomorrow night?" I'm like, why not? He's like, "I'll give you $150." I was like, "Deal." So I showed up, and he kind of set me up though. He set
That's
me up,
dope.
and it wasn't dope at the time because I was taking a nap, and all of a sudden this dude comes up, and he has two banisters out, and he's like, "Man, can I take a picture in front of my banisters?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." And then 2 minutes later, I find out that's the fucking dude I'm fighting. And it was nerve wracking at first. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, they set me up, bro. This dude got 2 belts. He's undefeated, 10-0, about to turn pro. I'm like, fuck. But I
And
was
they
like,
get
fuck it. Yeah, they
like
threw me out there to the wolves.
yeah, I can't like you had to at least put on a decent performance at that in that bar fight to have him
Yeah.
snatch you up like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was just one, street fights, man. It was just one punch. That dude was crumbled. And then it
Yeah.
was like, boom, I went out there and I tried to do the same thing, stand up. But this dude is an MMA fighter. So he ducked under my 1-2 and rolled to my back. And I didn't know how to turn around and get him. So he just pulled me
Yeah.
down to the ground. And then I tried fighting him. He was staying to my back. And then he got me into the guillotine. And I tried to get out, but I didn't know how to get out at that point because I never trained before. And
Yeah.
45 seconds got choked out. But I
That
fell
fast, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
but I fell in love with the sport though. After that, I
Yeah, I
started
feel that.
training myself. So my first 10 MMA fights, I trained myself, and I went
Mm-hmm.
3-10. I went 3-7, and
How
they
many fights do you have total? Like everything you've ever done?
uh well I went 8-13 in MMA, and then I went 5-0 in Muay Thai, 5-0 in kickboxing, and then did 35 amateur boxing matches before I found Streetbeefs. And then now I'm 10-0 in Street
Damn.
Beefs.
Damn, you got a hell of a resume right there, my man. That's like
Yeah,
I don't know anybody down here that knew that. You know what I mean? Like
I
I don't know
started
anybody
late
down
though.
here that knew.
I started at 21, so it's like,
Yeah.
that's why I look at most of these kids that starting out at the scrapyard, at that age and stuff, or younger, and
Hmm.
I'm like, hey man, more power to you guys, and this is
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
this is a perfect venue for you guys to fight at instead of like what I got thrown in. I got thrown into the casinos and all that shit. My first 10
Mm-hmm.
fights, I was fighting at all the casinos out here. The Snoqualmie, you know what I'm saying, Quinault, the Seven Cedars, and a whole bunch of shit. Emerald Queen. But anyway, I got thrown in with the Wolves. You know, all my fights was at like 185 for my first 10 fights. And I'm fighting these musclehead big motherfuckers, and I'm a skinny ass dude that walking right at 184. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I just walked in and fought. And it was a good experience though, you know.
How'd you find out about Street Beefs?
I used to train everywhere. Well, I still train everywhere, but I went to one of these sparring events, and it happened to be at the same place where Tyler the Destroyer was at, and me and him fought a Muay Thai match 10 years prior, and
Oh, really?
my knee was already messed up, but I ended up tearing my meniscus during that
Mm-hmm.
fight, so it was a no contest, and so uh, when I saw him fight, actually reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, bro, you know, can I fight you in Street Beefs?" You know what I'm saying? Because he fought Chase the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
He fought
Yeah.
Chase the Dragon and beat Chase. So I
Yeah.
saw that fight and I was like, okay, yeah, I want to fight him or fight somebody, you know. But I knew he would probably take the fight because our fight, you know, was no contest. So anyway, he took the fight, and we were supposed to originally do kickboxing, but I guess he tweaked his leg or something, or his knee.
Mm-hmm.
So we just did boxing, and then it's just been boxing ever since.
You gonna go back to kickboxing or Muay Thai or anything like that?
Well, I still do it. Like I train it all the time,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's where I'm more vicious in my kicks and my knees and shit, my clinch work. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, boxing is just a little more safer, man. Because you know we ain't young.
Bro, that's why I went to from Muay Thai to boxing. Like I'll go back to Muay Thai if I got somebody I want to
Mm,
fight. But dude, the stress that it takes on your body, just landing kicks properly. You know
yeah,
the pivoting, the twisting on
conditioning
the
your
knees, the
calves and
hips.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a pain in the ass. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so you linked up with them and you started on your you said 10-0 run right now, huh?
Yeah, I'm 10-0.
So you probably didn't when you entered Street Beefs, you didn't go through the normal nervousness that everybody else feels. It's just another day for you just outside, huh? Like at that point you had
Yeah.
what, 20 fights already?
Um. No, I probably had like what, like 60 fights altogether. Almost 70 fights
God damn.
altogether.
Look, you got a fan right here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Terrifier. I appreciate you, bro. Terrifier
So
is a hard working dude too.
yeah,
I actually
you got
helped
some hard working
Terrifier.
dudes.
So I'll tell you, Jay. I put Jay on Street Beefs. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Jay grew up. Since I
Mm-hmm.
moved to Olympia to Washington, I known Jeremiah. Jay got him. And we've been friends since then. We've been through a lot together. And when Street Beefs came, I originally reached out to Steve, but he said I got too much experience. He couldn't find me a fight. So then that's when I reached out to Tyler the Destroyer. But first, I got Jeremiah on. I mean, Jay got him on. I sent him the information to Steve, and then Steve got him a boxing match. So he got on first, and then his second fight was when he fought Milkman, and that was my first fight. And then it just been popping ever since.
Yeah, I think a lot of people
And
are drawn to your
go ahead.
style. I think a lot of people are drawn to your style, like as an entertaining style, but also they're drawn to fight with it too. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because you have a solid chess match with your
Yeah, I
opponent.
try to stay in the fight. I try not to wait too long and keep,
Yeah,
because I teach my kids every 3 seconds, you got to do something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's
So
not wrong.
it's like the more that I get to watch myself and analyze myself, because out of all my fights, I never really got no good video like these Street Beefs videos. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
these videos helped me a lot build over the last year, just develop my style a little better because I got to really analyze myself and analyze my body movements and see how my defense looked and how my offense was. And I feel like that's why I said last show that we had, well, the Mexican World show, I said I feel like I'm getting better because I get to really analyze myself, and I really focus every day I train on the stuff that I watched in the video. You know what I'm saying? What not to do and what I should do or what I should improve on. You know.
Yeah, there's nothing like having tape, man. There's nothing like having tape to go back and look at what you're doing or not doing properly. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody in Street Beefs that doesn't do it. I don't think there's anybody that just fights and goes on to the next one and doesn't look at their old shit. You know.
Well, you're not an analyst if you don't. Like I'm a fight
Right.
analyst, so like you let me see a video, like man, I'm telling you, I can see how you fight and I can match that. Like the fair play fight, like I knew exactly what I had to watch out for, and that was that
Hmm.
overhand fucking
Yeah.
left, that overhand left, and I didn't let him catch me with that not one time because
Yeah.
I was already knowing what he was gonna do, but it was tricky with his Muhammad Ali head movement. Like he had a good
Yeah.
bounce movement where he would bounce, like put his head down like he was looking at the ground, and all of a sudden he'd throw a punch off that. And though if you notice in that fight, like that was catching me a lot because I wasn't expecting that shit.
Yeah. I don't think
You know,
anybody is. That's another super prolific fighter too. I mean, he had like
mm.
20 something fights last year. He's how was it fighting fair play?
It was fun. Like I know, like analyzing that fight, I definitely won the fight. But I knew
Hmm.
where we was at. And I knew that if it was gonna be a close fight, that they was gonna give it to him or give me a draw. Like I
Yeah.
really didn't think they was ever gonna give it to him because I didn't feel like he was ever gonna beat me. But I felt like if it was close, then they would definitely give us a draw. And
Hmm.
it was kind of close, so a draw's cool with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. Feel that.
But I could tell by his expression at the end that he knew that he lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you could tell his expression at the end. He was kind of
Yeah.
shocked. Was like, okay. He's like, you cool with it? I'm cool with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with
Yeah.
it. Like I
Yeah.
don't care.
Absolutely. Especially everybody has fun. A draw is nothing to be mad at.
Nah, for
Um.
real.
Yeah. So where you I mean you still like everybody even agrees that you super hardworking dude. Where you headed with this, with fighting in general? Do you just like to do it and you continue with street beefs? You want to try to jump back on the amateur circuit? Where you trying to go?
Nah, I'm done with amateur. The reason I stopped with amateur because I became a USA boxing coach, and you
Hmm.
can't coach and
Compete.
box amateur. So
Got
it
you. Okay.
actually was a perfect time though for me to start focusing on street beefs because I always liked street beefs. I always watched street beefs and I always wanted to try backyard fighting
Hmm.
because I always did it anyway. We always fucking did it all the time just for training, and so it was a good experience. And uh, now I'm just basically just trying to get all good fights, all big names in street beefs before I'm done with street beefs, and I want to try bare knuckle. I'm gonna go pro in bare knuckle boxing before I finish.
There it is.
Yeah,
Pro and bare knuckle boxing. Now,
yeah,
you've been very clear about the fact that you said your hands hurt a lot
yeah.
after you fight.
They do, they
What
do.
would make
But
you want to go bare knuckle boxing, bro?
just because,
Like for
just
real.
because I gotta try it, man. I feel like it's just something that I need to try, and there's better money in that than there it is to go pro in boxing. So my first fight I can make like 2 racks. So in boxing, it's gonna take me like 5 fights to get that, or 10 fights. So you know, at the
I
end
mean
of the day,
that's legit, but if you do two of those fights and you can't train anymore because you broke every bone in your finger and your
nah,
wrist,
I don't see that
that shit
happening.
that shit
But I'm just
scares me,
saying,
bro.
like,
I'm
I
not gonna
know how
lie.
to punch. I know how to punch. Like, I never,
Yeah.
I had boxer fracture probably like 10 years ago, but that
Hmm.
was from punching lockers and punching walls and shit. Like,
Yeah.
punching people though, my hands don't get fucked up. It's just only like my thumbs. My thumbs are my only issues, is
Hmm.
because of some of my punches. I throw it like with the knuckle, with the knuckle facing the head. So
Yeah.
my thumb knuckle hits the head sometimes. That's what fucked up my knuckles.
Gotcha.
You know, so as long as I turn my punches over in the bare knuckle fight, I'll be all right. But if I throw that leaning left hook or the leaning right hook and I hit him with the knuckle first, then yeah, that won't be pretty. But as long as I don't do that, I'll be all right.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I've never my last fight is the only fight I had where I hurt my hand. I've never hurt my
Uh-huh.
hand before. That shit started to make me a little nervous, man. Started to make me a little nervous.
Yeah, you
So
was older than me, so
care
I understand. You
I'm a little
know,
more
it's
I'm a little more brittle. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. So okay, you got a you there? My man's froze.
Hello,
You there?
you still there?
Yeah. Are
I'm
you?
gonna go out. Hold on.
We gonna try this in a minute. Nope. Are you muted? Nope. And he's gone. Y'all need to be home on the Wi-Fi when you're doing this. 619, what's up, bro? It's the Poppy. Let's see here. Hey, who is this? Is that TC? What's your body count? Anyways, GA. He's from Connecticut and he grew up in Connecticut.
Yo,
You there? Yeah, I can hear you now.
yeah, somebody was calling me, so fucked it up. I hate that.
Yeah, it happens. So, yeah, GA just said bare knuckles where the money's at for us older fighters. That's my next thing. Have some bare knuckle pro fights. I mean, from what I
That's
can
awesome.
gather, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. Some of these people have some real, making some real, like Chris Lieben made a massive comeback doing bare knuckle. You
Hell
know,
yeah, man.
he did a
Yeah,
huge comeback. Like everybody
definitely.
looked him off for a hot minute.
But I always
Um,
liked him, man. I always liked him.
I did too.
But he was a head first puncher though. Like he could always go with his
Yeah,
head first, and then he'll throw the big fucking shot. So it's like when he fought Anderson Silva, that's when he really got exposed. So
yeah, he got tuned up
yeah, man, he
quick.
got exposed so bad.
But
So
most people did fight Anderson Silva.
yeah,
There's
you're
not a lot
right.
of people
No,
who
you're
didn't get
right.
exposed by that man. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why he one of the goats. He definitely in a talk for sure.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah. So plan is to go pro. Do you have an avenue you're looking at? Is anybody talking to right now that you
I
potentially
got a
going to?
couple fight managers that's talking and looking for me and stuff, and
Okay. Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. See who gives me the best offer, and we'll go from there.
Um, this person wants to know how many street fights you've been in.
Oh man, well over 200, bro. I've been
200
jumped.
street fights.
Yeah, I've been jumped nine
God
times.
damn.
I used to get jumped all the time because I was always quick to punch somebody or slap somebody in my younger days.
Yeah.
Like before I was 18, I probably got in like 100 street fights, and then from 18 to 30, I probably got in another 100. So it's over 200 for sure. A lot. Me and
Man,
Jay
I
got
don't.
him
Man,
alone. Me and Jay got him alone. Been in probably like 60 fights together, 70 fights together. First
bro, I don't.
people.
I don't doubt that shit at all. Jay got him. And you said how long you say you known him? It's been years, right?
15 years, yeah, since 2006.
Whew. Yeah, that's Jay got him. I think he got a big following. A lot of people like Jay got him.
Man,
Um,
he's a power dude, man. He just
yeah,
genetics, man. His whole family, his daddy is a fucking mandingo dude. Like his daddy's just huge, man. He's
just a
like
big
six
dude.
two. Yeah, he's like your height, 6'2", but he's just like just massive, man. He don't even work out. He's just a ripped dude with a
Just
fucking
a big
six
ass
pack,
dude.
huge arms, huge chest, like just a prison dude. You know what I mean? One of them
Yeah,
dudes that would
yeah,
just debo your ass.
yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna
And
tell you a story about it. First time I met his
let's
daddy.
do it.
First time I met his daddy, I was his brother, he has three brothers that are older. Well, two brothers that are older than him,
Mm-hmm.
and they, you know, he been fighting them his whole life and shit. So his brother was my friend. His oldest brother was my friend first. I met him first, and that's how I met Jay, through his brother. And uh, his brother ended up getting shot. Me and his brother was hanging out one day, and these Mexicans come up and shoot up the party and shit. And they shot at me and shit and hit me with a baseball bat, but they didn't catch me with the gun. You know what I'm saying, with the bullets. But his brother got shot twice. He got shot in the chest and the stomach. And then after that, his daddy came out to come visit him, right? And this when I first met his dad. And they leave me in the house alone with his dad and his brother's big homie, which, in gang talk or whatever, he's the one that, put him on to the gangs, whatever.
Yes.
So that's his big homie. So anyway, so I'm in the house with his real dad and then his brother's street dad. And these dudes start arguing about Jay Gotham's older brother and talking about his name because in the street they call him Lil Trub, which the big homie's name was Trub, and then the real dad's name is Peter, and he named him Peter Jr. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they start getting into it, and then they start fighting, and his dad, Jeremiah's dad, throws this motherfucker through this big ass glass bay window, just throws him through the window, right? And this dude, he ain't no punk, so after he got thrown through the window, he come running back in, and then Jeremiah's dad pick him up and slam him on the fucking table, and the table had all the barbecue food on there. I just made a fresh burger with some fucking pickles and some banana peppers, and I tried to catch my burger, but he threw his hand right on my burger, and I was so mad. I remember that. I was like, damn, man, you got my fucking burger. But anyway, he was choking him out, and he was like, I'm going to kill him, T. I'm going to kill him. And I'm like, no, Pops, let him go. Let him go, right? So he just choked him out till he passed out. That dude passed out. And then I had to drag him outside, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, Pops is
Yeah.
like, T, man, you probably the realest white boy I ever been around, man. I was about to kill him if you didn't save him. I was like, I really didn't do shit, but whatever. Like I take credit, but I ain't do shit. But anyway,
Bro, yeah, you do look like somebody that was invited to the barbecue for sure.
yeah, man, I'm a barbecue guy.
You all he invited to the barbecue for sure.
But yeah.
Hey, so
Jay's a
you
natural beast, man, because his family.
let's get one about you and Jay, bro, because you say you and Jay been in 60 fights. Let me hear the craziest shit the two of
So
you got into.
so this one story, we was at the bar, we was at a little club, and this dude is outside talking shit, right? And I guess he's an army dude. He got like six of his buddies with him, and he's talking shit. And he's like, "Ain't nobody over here could beat me. Nobody could knock me out." And me and Jay just happened to be walking by, and Jay's like, "Man, what? I can knock you out." And the dude's like, "What? You can't fucking knock me out. Come on." And he's called Jay to the alley. So Jay's like, "All right, let's go to the alley there, motherfucker." And he still had his hat on and shit, looking all crisp, right? Walking to the alley. All of a sudden, dude just swings a big old haymaker. Jay catch him with a double knee. He jumped in the air and caught him with a flying knee, but he threw the switch knee. So he threw the first one, faked it. The second one
Yeah.
caught the motherfucker on the chin, and the dude stumbled, bow. His hat, Jay's hat fell off, but Jay caught it in the air and put his hat back on, and then hit dude with another knee, and dude just crumbled, right? So after
Bro.
he crumbled him with two fucking knees, one was a switch knee. That shit was crazy. And then we walked away, right? So we thinking we thinking that we handled it. It's time to go, right? So we start walking down the street, and then this homeboy comes running over. He's like, no, no. He's like, let me fight him. Can I fight him? He's pointing at me. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But we didn't think of it like these dudes are probably about to jump us now. But we didn't think about that at that point, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck it, let's go in the alley. So I went to go to the alley, and all of a sudden, three went after me, three went after Jay, and we kind of like split up. Jay ends up in the alley, and I end up on the main street, and I piecing in this fucking dudes, man. I'm whooping one dude ass, the other one trying to grab my leg. I turn, I'm hitting him with the hook, and I'm, punching another dude, and I end up dropping these guys, and then they start running off, and I turn and I see Jay's guys running off, right? And I meet Jay in the alley. I'm like, "You good?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah." I'm like, "You good?" He asked me. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." Like, bro, did you just whoop all three of them asses? I was like, hell yeah. I was like, did you? He's like, hell yeah. I was like, man, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, my chains got ripped off, so that's the only thing I was upset about, because my fucking chains went flying
Yeah.
everywhere.
I
But
mean, it's worth it
yeah,
for a
it was worth it,
good
man. It was a
story though.
fun
Yeah,
time. Yeah, it
good
was
good
fun,
story.
funny time.
So, hey, just to be 100% clear, the first guy, Jay, he flying kneed him. He switched kneed him, and homie's hat came flying off, and Jay grabbed
Jake,
his hat and put it
his
on
own
his head
hat,
again.
yes, his own hat. He caught
Oh,
it. He
caught his own
caught
hat
his
and put it
hat,
back on.
yeah, off the switch knee. That shit was fire. I was like, damn, this motherfucker.
Bro, hey,
That shit was
real
clean.
talk. Jay from Wakanda. Like,
Yeah, for real.
he ain't even real, bro. He
He's
ain't
a
even
different
real.
breed.
He
It's a
is.
different
That's
breed, bro.
nuts. That's nuts.
Different
This is
breed.
whew. God damn.
But yeah, man, me and him is yin and yang, man. The yin yangs, the white and the black version. That's us right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys do mesh well. I noticed that on the podcast. That makes sense. You've known each other for what? You said 15 years, some shit like that.
15 years, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a long time, yeah. So who you got next in your sights? I heard you and 619 got a little
Yeah, we're
squabble
supposed to fight
going
in
on.
August.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like, man, I just want to fight somebody, whoever got O's, man. So I'm excited for that Venom Blacc Showtime fight, and I want to fight the winner of that fight. I want to test myself. That's gonna be a tough fight for me, but I want that fight. You
Yeah,
know.
why don't you just stay in your weight class? You were what,
I
like
know, but at the end of the day,
175,
man,
bro?
I know, but it's like I don't see nobody. I wanted bad news. Like, I still want bad
Yeah,
news, because he's still undefeated. But he ain't trying to fight me. I don't know why, but I want to fight him. I think that would be a really good fight.
it would be. It would be.
We're the same weight class too.
I can tell you that is a hard motherfucker to hit though. Like
I
clean,
seen y'all fights. Yeah,
he's very hard to
I
hit.
feel like I can get him though. I know. I just gotta
Probably
watch out for
you
the
would hit
overhand
him.
right. That's straight right.
Honestly, you would hit him because he's not gonna. He lets people hit him sometimes. He won't be afraid to get hit by you. Like, no
Yeah.
offense, he just won't be afraid.
No, I know. I'm
He'll
not
let
afraid to
people hit
get
him.
hit neither. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It'd be
think
a
y'all
good
would have a
fight.
nice banger for sure.
Yeah, me
But
too.
yeah. All right, my man. I appreciate you being on the show, bro. We appreciate the stories, and we should straight up do another episode where you and Jay got them. Just
Yeah, man.
telling stories about shit. In fact, you got your own podcast. Just get on there one day and just say, "Hey, we're gonna tell stories."
Yeah,
Just
we're gonna do that.
shit, bro. Yeah,
We'll probably do that tomorrow too.
yeah. What's your number one advice for a street fight?
Number one advice is to know your surroundings, know who's involved, and who's involved with the people involved. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Because
yeah.
that's how you get jumped a lot. Like this.
And I think that's a wrap. My number one advice for a street fight is don't fucking do it. Like, you accidentally catch somebody really, really good, they die, your ass going to jail for years. So just punch people in the ring, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in, bro. We got a couple dope ass people coming up on the next few episodes. So I'm gonna holler at you guys, man. Have a good night. Later.